Okay, so we've been gone for like a year, me and Frank, or Sheppy, as you know
What's
him.
up, guys?
And I used to be known as meme underscore Lord. Now I'm like
Yeah,
Prit.
my plug's in the description. Go
Yeah,
subscribe.
we gonna do that. I had an entire brand change. It's been
Yeah,
it's been like a full year actually. We need to do some capping
it's
up.
probably been longer
Yeah,
thinking
okay,
about
first
it.
of all, I lied to you guys. I never came back, but now I am, right?
Are we
Frank
sure?
Frank didn't also come back because we had other things to
Don't
do.
worry. I will be posting.
Yep, we
I got a
will.
computer.
I will not
Sick
be
on mode.
posting. This is gonna be my last video.
Okay. So what are we doing here today, Pritish?
So today, well, I've had a new phase in my life, which is loving Kanye. So is Frank. So we're gonna
Jesus.
do a thing that we've been waiting for like a year, making a tier list for Kanye's albums. So Frank, you ready for this?
I think so. Yes.
Alright,
I've been
let's.
avid Jehovah listener and Jesus.
Yes, sir. Let's begin doing this. Alright, we got
Yes.
recently Kanye's new album Donda came out. So that kind of inspired us. So let's
Donda.
begin. Let's begin with Kanye's first album, The College Dropout.
College Dropout, in my opinion, it's like a B tier. It was a good debut album. It
Good
has
debut
pretty good
album.
hits.
In terms of
What
old rap music, it did kind of revolutionize things, but I will have to give it a B tier.
Yeah, yeah.
It did stand the
It's
test
not
of
the
time.
best,
Not the
not
best.
the worst.
Now we have Late Registration. In my opinion, this is an A tier album.
Yes,
It was like the
agreed.
college dropout, but more musical, I guess.
Yes.
And it was old. Alright, then we have 808s and Heartbreaks. This album was so different. It was just Kanye singing.
I think it's another A tier. It's definitely not perfect, like well some albums
hmm
we'll get to.
I'd say it's the most. What do you say? It's like the most inspiring Kanye album. Well, it's like the
Yes.
most. It inspired so many artists like Juice World, X. It inspired so many creators to create music. 808s and Heartbreaks. Then we have another album, which is Yeezus. Now, Yeezus is a special case. It's the most experimental Kanye album, but it's the most iconic at the same time.
Yes.
Frank, what are your thoughts on Yeezus?
Yeezus. Okay. And although it's kind of short with only like 10 songs,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all the songs on it were really good.
Yeah.
Like Bound 2 was probably one of Kanye's best songs. On
Agreed.
Site
On
with
site.
Black Skinhead.
Mm-hmm. Hold my liquor.
So in that case, controversial pick here. I give it the S tier.
I give it an S tier too. It stands the test of time.
But I can understand arguments that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But from my personal enjoyment of the record, I
Yeah.
have to give it an S tier.
Now we have my personal favorite Kanye album and what I think is the greatest rap album of all time. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West.
Yes, I think it's an S tier, but not his greatest album, which
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting to
we will
shortly.
be getting to that shortly. But My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was like a middle-sized album, but it had amazing tracks like Runaway, Dark Fantasy, Gorgeous, Monster. It had some amazing features, amazing.
May I
The album cover was amazing,
note?
and now we have Graduation.
Graduation, easy S
Easy
tier.
S tier.
The best Kanye album of all time.
It spoke about everything that related to Kanye, and it was a mix of Late Registration, 808s, and but it made it so much better. I don't know how
And
to
it's my
say
favorite album cover out of them all too, besides Donda. Who doesn't
it.
like Donda's album cover?
I now we're getting on to new Kanye. But first, let's talk about Kanye's forgotten album, Good Music, Cruel Summer. And this album had only like three good tracks in it. Otherwise, that was a very mediocre album. I'm giving it a C tier. It's like nobody really knows what this album is. I don't know. Now we got another Kanye album, which I think has to go on S tier. Watch the Throne by Jay Z and Kanye.
No, I feel like Jay-Z is probably, if not the one of the best rappers.
I agree
I
with
give
that.
him like I think he's top 10 all time
Fair.
with rappers.
Mhm.
It with him and Kanye, like their songs knit apostrophe apostrophe A
Yeah.
as in
We don't
parrots.
we ain't finna get canceled though, but
That was a great song.
we
There
have
were some other great songs on that record,
we have Gentlemen
but
in
I give it an
Paris.
S tier for how revolutionary it was.
hmm
Du-
Best
Duo
duo
albums.
album. It had N-Words in Paris, Otis, so many good songs in it.
Otis was good.
Now we have my controversial take. Watch Your Throne was better than Kitsy Ghost, and I'm giving Kitsy Ghost a B tier.
In my opinion, Kid See Ghost is one of his weakest albums.
I think
I was
Kitsy
not a
Ghost is a
fan.
great album. It has some amazing tracks in it, but
I'm not a fan.
I feel like it's like the same as the College Dropout for me. I don't know.
Personally, I would give it a C tier because I feel like the tracks were kind of weak.
I mean,
I understand it had a lot of good and strong features on it, but just not a
I
fan.
think to equate it, we should give it a B tier. Like it's as good as the College Dropout. It's not as
Okay,
bad as this. The
I
good
guess you
music
can
goes hard.
debate.
Now we have what the Life of Pablo. Oh my
Life
god.
of Pablo's mid.
Nah. That's
It's mid.
okay. Are you gonna forget the tracks like Father Stretch My Hands, Wolves? There's like
Yeah, sure, but what about the other
No
tracks
More
that suck
Parties in
ass?
LA, Saint Pablo. It has some really good tracks, but it was also kind of controversial due to Kanye's opinions on it. This is where Kanye started becoming a menace, in my opinion. Like this was where
Yes.
like he
We're
talked
never gonna
about
forget his
he started
Trump
to
run.
roast like the South Park writers in this album, I think. And
Yeah.
also he talked to in that album cover though. We don't talk about that. So
He's still the best South Park character.
I'd say this is top A tier in my opinion. Top A tier.
Ooh, that's a controversial pick.
I
Alright, what's
mean,
the next album?
now we got Yay. Now Yay is a short album, like 8 tracks, but it has an amazing album cover in my opinion. Really meaningful,
Simple.
simple and meaningful. But a lot of people didn't like it when it first released. But in my opinion, I have to give it a B tier, middle B
I
tier.
agree. I agree.
It's a really good album. It's just that it's short and also it's hard to describe our feelings for it. Now we're gonna move on to Kanye's worst album, Jesus is King.
No, I'm sorry. I understand the meaning to Jesus is King,
It had great meaning, but
but it was fucking terrible.
it only had one good track in it.
It was fucking
In
terrible.
my opinion, all Kanye albums are great. It's just that Jesus is King is the weakest. It felt rushed. It didn't really feel that. It didn't feel like something Kanye would make. I don't know how to say it. Now we have Kanye's recent album, Donda, and I feel like it was worth the wait. It was worth the coming.
I think it's a B tier.
I'd say
It had
it's
great tracks, and it
I'd say
had
it's top
shit
B tier.
tracks.
It's
Yes.
it's the perfect mix of modern music combined with Jesus is King music, combined with Yeezus music. It's just it has everything in it. I think it's like the best current version of Kanye we have. And I'd say that goes to Donda. So
Okay.
that's our tier list for Kanye albums. Pretty valid.
Yeah, I'd agree. We have some great picks. The only one I'd kind of disagree with is Life of Pablo.
I mean, okay. Here's the thing about Life of Pablo. It had some decent features, but I mean, are you really gonna ignore like the amazing tracks in it though? Like
Okay, now you have to give credit where credit is due.
Father Stretch My Hands, No More Parties in LA, Kendrick's feature in that. Like I'm giving it like a solid 9 out of 10 in my opinion. I think it deserves that. It deserves all that credit. So
Okay,
that was our album ranking. Yeah, to everybody watching this, if my channel is even still alive, this is not being brought back. Frank might bring his channel back, but I'm
I'm
not.
having an uprising.
He's
Yes.
having an uprising. Meme underscore Lord is dead.
I got laid, so that's gonna give me that bit of stuff I need. So
Okay.
yeah, let's go.
Yep. See y'all. Do not subscribe because you're gonna waste your time. But subscribe to
It's not a
Frank.
waste. Yeah.
Alright. Peace.